Hi, so today I'm going to show you how to make these cute little diamond boxes. You can put candy or treats or earrings or anything in it. It fits actually quite a lot. There's a lot of chocolate I have in there, so and they're pretty big pieces, but it is a lot easier than it looks, and it turns out super cute. So let's go ahead and get that started. Actually, we're going to be using the Swirly Bird stamp set with the coordinating framelits that go along with it, and the Thoughtful Banner stamp set, which also has the punch that bundles with it as well, the duet punch. So I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. We're going to start with a piece of watermelon cardstock, and the other color is Cucumber Crush that I used, but we're going to go ahead and start with the watermelon. And it is a piece that is measuring at 8.5 by 3 1/4. And then I scored it at 3/4 on the long side. So that's what you need to start with. The lid piece is a piece of Affectionately Yours DSP, and it can work for both because one side is the Cucumber Crush and the other side is the Watermelon Wonder. But we will be measuring this at 3 5/8 on all four sides, so 3 5/8 by 3 5/8. And then on all four sides, it is scored at 3/4. All the way around. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. So we'll need that piece. And then you'll need a couple of scraps of the Berry Vanilla, one for the tag you're going to make on the box here, and then another for the little pieces, the bird and the flower. And then another scrap of, this is chocolate chip for your little swirly bird. So we'll put those aside and get started on the box. Now we're using the gift bag punch board to make this box, and it really is way easier than it looks. I always thought that it would be super complicated, take too long, but it was really easy. I had some even new people, and they did a great job making it. So what you will do is you will start with the scored side on the bottom. You see that little scored side? Put that on the bottom. You want your gift bag punch board facing this way. And your first thing to do is push it all the way to the top and get your scoring tool here and just score along this horizontal all the way across. Okay, so you do that first. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to use the edge of your paper and line it up with the start line here. So you'll line it up there and you will punch, and then you will do the triangle, and then down, and then where it says right here, where it says side 2, just make a little mark. You're not going to want to score all the way down, just a little mark, because you're going to line this mark up with the next start line. So go ahead and do that. You probably can barely see my little mark there and not know if it's even if you're able to see it, but line up the start line with that little tiny mark you've made, and again punch and triangle and down. And then the next one, just a little tick mark there on that side 2 line. Bring it over. You're going to do that 4 times. Another little tick. And then on this last one, you're going to do the triangle as you do. And this last one, you will do the whole side 2 tab. And then you'll take that side 2 tab, line it up with the last time at the start line, do your last punch. Okay, so you've got that, and your scraps. Move those aside. And the next thing you're going to do is you're going to trim off this little bit right here. You really just do not need that at all. So that is the bottom of your box. We're going to go ahead and put it together. What you'll need to do is fold all your score lines. Okay, and then do the diamond parts, little triangles you've got. Okay, and then you'll put a little piece of, I like just using the tear and tape on that part. Okay, so you get that on there and make sure that's down nice and good. And bring it around. Oops, I think I put it on the wrong side, but that's okay because you can just turn it around. It really does not matter how you've done this. put it on the side that allows the tab to be on the inside, is what I should have done. So I'm sorry about that mistake. Okay, and then you also need to put some tear and tape on the tabs so that you can close them up. I like to put it on that one and this one. And then just bring it down. You're gonna have to kind of hold it underneath. This might be the just press it lightly, and then I give it a little press underneath. And the same thing with the top. Flat, there you go. Okay, so now you have your little box, and it looks diamondy on the bottom, and like a square at the top. So there's your box. I'm gonna set that aside right now. We're gonna do the lid. The lid, I have already cut this stuff, but I went ahead and used my Big Shot, and I cut out the piece from the Swirly Bird thinlits. It's the medium swirl actually. There are 3 different swirls. You can see this, there's 3 different sizes. So it's the medium swirl, and I already cut that out. And I did use my die brush to get it off of the die. That really helps when you cut it out, and then you're going to, you know, if there's a piece of paper in there and you just run the die brush over, it really helps it get out very easily. And then I stamped out, well, this is me, I've made several of these boxes, so stamped out the bird in the Island Indigo, and the flower in Watermelon Wonder, and then the leaf in Cucumber Crush. And then I've also stamped out this little, from the stamp set that is Thoughtful Banners, I've stamped out this banner and the word blessed, and I did that in Chocolate Chip and then in Island Indigo. I did one for the bottom that I punched out, and then this one, I just had a piece of scrap, stamped it out, and we're going to pop that up. So I'll show you that in a second. But I've already stamped them and cut them out to save some time. So I've got them right here. And there are framelits for the flower and the leaf, not for the bird. I did have to fussy cut those, so it doesn't take too long though to do that bird. So, but for the lid, you're going to go ahead and cut from the end to the score line there on 2 sides. So on this side, and then you turn it around, and you do it on both of these on the opposite side. So that will be how your lid will go together. We want to go ahead and fold all these score lines down so we can put it together easy. And then put some tear and tape on those as well. Or you can use the fast fuse. The lid is not as big of a deal. We're just going to use the tear and tape today. But if you do use the fast fuse, just remember not to press too hard so that your little tabs don't rip off when you're using it. That's why I kind of use the tear and tape. But I'm going to leave my top flat so that I can decorate it a little easier. I find it just to be easier when it's flat. So I did use some of the fine tip glue pen for this, but I find this works just as fine too, to put a tiny bit of this liquid glue on and stick this down. It does just fine. And you really don't need very much because it's a very delicate piece, so it just needs a little bit of glue. Stuck it there in the center. Okay, and then with these, like I said, I want to make this part pop up, so I just cut off those extras. That's why I didn't need a full one. And just use a little, whoops, it's a lot. Okay, pop that up. This will go up like that. So just put a dimensional on the back of that and maybe center it there. And then center the blessed in there like that. It just gives it more of that dimensional effect. Oops, I kind of got it not centered right. There we go, cool. Okay, and then same thing with the bird. You're just going to pop the bird up. Now the one thing about the bird, well, let me do the flower real quick because it's quick. And I like to get every little bit out of these dimensionals, so I'm always cutting them up and stuff like that. So pop that up, and then a little tiny piece on the leaf. Okay, and then what we'll do with the bird is I added a little bit of the copper metallic thread just to give it something extra special in the back there. And there's so much of this, I mean, it's gonna take me forever to use it. But I just took a couple fingers and wrapped it around 4 or 5 times, and then took it off my fingers and kind of pinched it in the middle. Hold on to it. Oh gosh, easier said than done, right? Okay. And then I trimmed off the edge. As a lefty. Nice. Okay. And then I just stuck it right on the dimensional. So it's right behind the bird on the dimensional. And I kind of mess around, play with it if you want to, make it look the way you want it to. And then stick it on there. So it just gives it something kind of cute to add in the background. And if you need to trim it, I'm going to trim mine a little bit. You can do that too. If you can barely see it there. And then I added, of course, he needs an eye. So I added a little pearl there. Isn't he cute? Okay. And then you're going to, all it is just putting your box lid together. Okay. And then, so you'll just fold these sides in and meet them at the other flap. Oops, I didn't fold that one well enough. Okay. There we go. Perfect. It's really, really quick and easy. It's not really that bad. And go ahead and throw all your candy in, whatever you want to give away. Put your lid on, and there's your adorable fun box. It's great for Easter, for just little treats for teachers or friends or coworkers or anything. So hope you enjoyed my video. Thanks for watching.